Hello, Cardinal Virtues. Um, See, I've been watching your videos for a while now, and I like them, so I thought I would make a response. Um, let's see. I don't know what your actual first name is. Sorry, but uh, I guess I'll just call you Cardinal Virtues. So yeah, I watched your recent video on was it a chick Chicolid, or I don't know. We don't have those around here in Northern California, so I don't. I've never been to one, but anyways. Yeah, I mean, I thought it's still relevant, because it's a I don't know, it's a political issue. But yeah, I was thinking of Noam Chomsky and the ACLU and how they've defended the rights of skinheads and neo-Nazis, and how although Noam Chomsky and the ACLU are both on the political left, and neo-Nazis tend to be on the political right. They've defended the rights of neo-Nazis for free speech, um, just because, hate speech, you have the right to be a hateful person. I mean, I don't like it, obviously, but people definitely have the right to be hateful. So, I mean, I agree with the basic premise of your video that people have the right to be hateful. I mean, if you look at just something like YouTube comments, I mean, YouTube comments can get pretty hateful, but people still have the right to be hateful. I think so. I think, so somebody like Noam Chomsky, who's definitely on the left, would defend, I think, this company's right, excuse me, this company's right to be hateful. So I think, yeah, I think that's the thing is people don't realize is free speech extends to things that we don't like. Um, And I was gonna think, I remember a few years ago I read a couple books actually, and I was thinking the books I read were actually Fahrenheit 451, where in the book the firemen start burning, they start burning books originally because they were trying to protect the rights of minorities to the majority. And then so in the process though, they kind of went down and then they just started burning everything they didn't like. And it was sort of this form of political correctness, but it ended up being just this way to sort of stifle anything they don't like. And I think that can society can easily go down that road. I'm not saying it will. We're not there, but I think societies can definitely easily go down that road. And I think that's what makes Fahrenheit 451 such a good book. I was also thinking of the book by John Stuart Mill, On Liberty, where Mill talks about the difference between the harm and the offense principle. Um, the offense principle is just people have the right to be offensive, where the harm principle is that you can't be directly harmful to somebody though. So, I can call you a whole bunch of names and use a whole bunch of slurs, but I don't have the right to physically hurt you, or verbally make threats against you. So I think, our society has kind of forgotten about the differences between the harm and the offense principle. Um, uh, People still have the right to be offensive. Um, I don't like offensiveness often, being homophobic or sexist or racist or anything, but people actually have the right to do that stuff. And I think, that's why John Stuart Mill's book on liberty is so famous with libertarians, or so popular with libertarians, is because people do have the right to be offensive. I mean, they don't have the right to be harmful, but we do have the right to be offensive. And it seems like our society has gotten so sensitive or politically correct that it's like we've forgotten about the difference between the harm and the offense principle. Um, and so, let's see. I think, yeah. So, oh, and the other thing I've noticed on YouTube, just in general, which people tend to do, is like there's a lot of knee-jerk reactionism, kind of, So whatever subject it is, whether you're talking about politics or religion, people tend to just react kind of in this knee-jerk fashion. There's a lot of like in and out group kind of behavior and bandwagoning on YouTube. Um, and I mean, there's a lot of that in society in general, but in YouTube, it's pretty bad. There's a lot of in and out group behavior, you know. So, you know, a lot of people, when you're making your comments, you're not even, you're just making I think it seemed like to me you were just making a point, a philosophical point that people have the right to be offensive, and you're not saying you agree with it. You're just saying people have the right to have abhorrent view, an abhorrent viewpoint. And I remember, I don't know if you know Professor Anton, but I read this book, The Master and His Emissary, that he recommended, and I mean, in this book they talk about the differences between the left and the right brain, and the thing is, and we've kind of lost this ability to kind of think, or the author, he says we've lost this ability to kind of think with our right brain in our society, and it's like, I think when people become good critical thinkers, a big part of it is it's like you're able to see nuance and ambiguity in arguments, you know? And so you don't necessarily even have to agree with that side that you're kind of seeing the other person give, or that you kind of are dialoguing with or debating, but you can see sort of the nuance and ambiguity in arguments, and you don't necessarily become sort of this black and white in and out group thinker, you know? And I think on YouTube specifically, you know, like whether you're on the political left or political right, or whether you're a theist or atheist or whatever you are, you know, I mean, I don't know, those terms are kind of difficult because there's so much diversity within the political left and political right, or there's so much diversity within theism or atheism that it's hard to even say what those terms mean exactly. But anyways, um, I think, you know, you're able to kind of see when people become better critical thinkers, you're able to see the nuance and complexity within an argument and the ambiguity. And I think most people kind of get trapped in like an in group, you know, and then they just kind of like, instead of, well, I guess I could use a sort of a doctor metaphor, I guess. Instead of using a scalpel, they use a hammer. And anything they don't like, they just sort of like hit with a hammer and just smash it to pieces. But a lot of things, you know, whether it's atheism or theism or the scientific method or conservatives or liberals, it's not like the whole argument is wrong. It's more like there's parts of it that are kind of like go too far, or people don't like that emphasis of the argument. And so it's like you need more of a scalpel, but people tend to kind of in and out group things, you know, or ideologies, and then so they um, kind of, I don't know, they kind of just smash everything they don't like as sort of a hammer, when they should be using a scalpel to sort of critique or analyze ideologies. I guess part of the problem is, though, is a lot of these issues just become ego things, and yeah, just kind of like ego struggles and struggles between people just want to win. You know, I guess that's, I don't know. I guess our culture places a lot of emphasis on winning all the time. I guess it's an aspect of human nature also. But anyways, I think yeah, I think if people sort of kind of tried to struggle with the ambiguity of issues more, and sort of the nuance and complexity that are inherent in all these issues more, I think it would really improve critical thinking inside our country. But yeah, so anyways, I liked your last video. I thought it was good. I agree with it. You know, people do have the right to say offensive, repugnant things. It's just unfortunate, but I don't know. That's the price you pay. So I guess people should try to keep in mind the differences between the harm and the offense principle. And anyways, all right. Thank you.